What comes to your mind when you hear the words pro-choice and pro-life? To me, to my mind, it's life and death. When people believe in getting an abortions or they believe that it's the only option, I really want them to sit down and think. I want them to understand that it's not the only thing that's out there for them. I want them to remember these three things. That when you go through and you do go get an abortion, the pain the fetus or baby or whatever you like to call it is feeling, the complications that can happen to themselves as the mother going through this procedure, and the fact that it takes two people to make a baby, and it's two people's decisions. As from Amanda from PUD MD, this is a fetus, not a child. It is both. The fetus does have a heartbeat. In multiple states, including Utah, laws have been passed that put the fetus or baby under anesthesia. And this is because pain is registered into your brain. You feel that from your spinal cord, and you feel it from your spinal cords that's connected to your nerve endings that is in your skin. So when they do a first trimester or even a second or third trimester abortion, when they physically pull the bones, the leg, when they do an abortion, they pull the limbs off the child out of the vaginal canal. The baby feels that. The nerve endings are in the skin, so when the clamps or whatever, the suction, whatever they use to complete the abortion, the baby feels. You feel pain from your spinal cord because it has nerve endings that travel to the brain that tell you you're injured, you're in danger. And LiveScience.com states that no matter who, when, if the baby and if the mother, they both feel pain from this. It's not just one, it's both. Nerve endings are created at 7 weeks inside of the womb. And back on the law that was passed, they have to be at least 20 weeks to receive the anesthesia. 20 weeks, but the nerve endings in the baby and in the womb are produced at 7 weeks. Any procedure done after 7 weeks to exterminate the pregnancy will cause pain to the baby. NCBI states that the only objects, emotions, and sensations are felt. All of them. The emotions from the mother and the hormones are felt. The objects, as in the probes, as in the suction, as in whatever they use to terminate the pregnancy, as long as the sensations, the sensation of the pressure, the sensation of the bones crushing, the sensation of them pulling their skull, they feel that. They feel everything about that. Not only is this procedure killing an unborn child, they're also causing major risks to the mothers themselves. Many females put themselves through a route of a bunch of complications to fix this issue that they think is an issue, that they believe is an issue, that they believe they can't fix. They believe that there is no other solution besides terminating the pregnancy. This procedure can cause damage to the entrance of the womb, which is also known as the cervix. The damage of the cervix happens to about 1 out of 100, says NHS. Out of, so far this year in 2020, there has been 40,000 abortions. In the U.S. and down to Kentucky is 700. Which isn't typically that bad, I would say, but it's still happening, and there's still humans, and there's still children, and there's still mothers that are being seriously injured by this thing. Another complication is that the abortion might not even work. Now, 1 out of 20 abortions do not work and tend to leave parts such as skull, spine, or organs from the fetus or baby left inside the mother. So say that you are a female and you are in this predicament and you do not want to have a kid, you want to terminate the pregnancy, that's what you decided, that's what you choose. And you go to have this abortion, and then you are the 1 out of 20 person in that clinic, and they end up leaving a part of the fetus or your baby inside of you, which you would now have to carry till full term and then deliver. My last point is a point that really hits hard to me, is that something that I really don't understand or comprehend, is that it takes two people to have a sexual relationship. It takes two people to have sex, so it takes two people to decide a baby's future. As a teenager, I hear many females saying certain things about if they got pregnant, it's their choice, not the father's. Now, everyone knows it takes two people to have sex. But does it take two people to decide a life or death situation for that child? Yes. Many females get scared of being pregnant or just don't want to be, so they determine this huge life choice by themselves without even thinking about offering or having a conversation with the other person that's also in the situation with them. 1 out of 5 males this happens to says The Atlantic. In this blog I read, The Atlantic, it basically said was a situation that this one gentleman, Jonathan, was in with his girlfriend at the time, where she ended up getting pregnant and she did not want to carry the baby, so she went and got an abortion and did not let Jonathan have a say. Now, Jonathan was very upset and very hurt, and I believe that if I was a male and in that situation as well, I would be as well. I mean, it takes two people to create a child. It should have two people to have that encounterment, to have that conversation, to become, if that's what they want to do. Now, on the other side of that, many people believe that the female should have that choice because she carries it. Carrying a pregnancy is, yes, it is major. It is a huge thing in this society and with your body, your hormones, and everything. Completely is. But do you realize that if you give birth to this child, the child will be alive for many more years than up to the 9 months you carried them? Carrying a child is a very small, hard thing that females do, but it's a very small compared to the huge life that the child could have. And even if the child's life is not with you, the child can go with somebody who cannot care for it as an adoption. That's where my second point leads me, and this third main idea I have is that people need to think about, if they were to have this baby, who would be the parents and raise it. The Hastings Center, which is another website I looked into, said if both people would be active in the child's lives, both parents have a choice. Both parents have a choice to be. If they don't want the baby, they can give it up for adoption. And it might not be that simple, but it's better than putting yourself through this whole situation that could be easily avoided and makes so much more humane sense. After all, the only thing I can do is just speak my opinion and give advice to those who want or need it. But I really want you to think about the pain and the life complications and the strain on relationships that this procedure does cause, that abortion does cause. Now think, pro-choice or pro-life. What does it mean to you?